Okay, hey guys, today I got a new deck profile and it's kind of a fun one. While this is not the best way to play Blue Eyes, I'm perfectly happy to admit it is definitely a very cool way to play it, and it's also a much more budget way to play it. And this deck actually does have some very interesting synergy with the Alistair the Invoker engine. And I think, as a budget player or as a rogue player, this could be a very fun way to play. I know a lot of people like to play things that are different from the meta because, you just see Ryzeal or Malice over and over again. You see Fiendsmith over and over again. You can see, even with Blue Eyes, you'll see like just the Primite versions, like the very expensive, versions of the deck over and over again. And, some people like to play the more fun, interesting, and quirky versions of the deck. And I know for sure that for me, I like winning my way. I'm not that big into like picking up the quote-unquote best deck and then playing that. I like my favorite decks. I like my pet decks. And I'm not going to change because I'd rather win my way and win in a way that I have fun with than win in a way that's, just, the same old that you're going to see over and over again. So anyway, enough yapping. So for this profile, like basically you want as much consistency as possible. And because so technically, if you want to have the invoked stuff go through as well, technically it's a 2-card combo deck. However, you don't need the invoke stuff to get into your plays. The invoke stuff is just an extra, it's a bonus for your other plays. So it's a bonus on top that you can start with. So even still having these are all like 1-card starters. We also have the Wishes, which is a 1-card starter, and then the Invoked is technically 1.5-card starter. So we have a number of ways to start our plays, and these are our main normal summons. And you can technically think of the Invoked stuff as almost like an extender, even though that you would probably you need to summon the Invoked stuff first if you have it, because the Mausoleum gives you an extra normal summon. But so even though technically you're doing it first, they're kind of more like extenders. But anyway, 1 Jet Dragon and 2 Blue Eyes. You don't need more than 2 Blue Eyes. They're bricks. Yes, there are effects that, like the trap that can do stuff with Blue Eyes in your hand, but you don't really want them there because they don't help you combo. So 3 Wishes, just busted search a card. It is discard 1 to search 2, so it is quite a easy Ash target for your opponent, but its power is still really good, and it has the equip effect to help you get out Tyrant Dragon or put your targeting protection in the grave. 2 Roar for consistency, and just still a really good card. Helps you get Blue Eyes. If you normal summon a Sage and that's your really only play, and you have Roar, you can still end on like Seals, or you can end on a Spirit, whatever you want. Still a solid extender. And then I play 2 Trap because the Trap is really good and I kind of want to open it. So yeah, it's very nice. And like in a lot of decks, you could run just, I'd maybe run just 1 because it is searchable. But in a more budget version, a lot of people, even in budget versions like PAX videos and other people who do like the whole like, putting 3 structure decks together and building up, they will start with 3 of this because this card is actually really, really good. And in the grind game, with Tyrant Dragon can just keep resetting this card, so it's really strong. And then the 1 Mausoleum, and then the 1 True Light, which are just engine requirements. Now for the Invoke stuff. You can go with a whole bunch of different ratios, but I'm going with 3 of the field spell, 2 monster, and then 1 invocation. A lot of the times you'll see like 3, 3, and 2 for, you know, heavier packages. But because this is just like a supplemental way to play the deck, like it's just something that we it's not the main focal point of our plays that we want every time. This is more of just like an extra bonus that can, you know, protect us from nib and a bunch of other stuff. It's the Mechaba negate is very strong, and that's the reason why Alistair has been used for a long time, even though now it's fairly power crapped. But the fact that you can add this with the Blue Eyes stuff is really strong. So it's just a small engine. And also, if you wanted to run like a pile, this is actually really good because you can go with Meltdown, search this. Then if you're playing White Forest stuff too, which people do play White Forest Blue Eyes, you can use this as a spell to send off of like an LZ. So it's extra spell and trap fodder for that too. And then because it came in the structure deck, on call by, because it's pretty broken. Then hand traps, we have the basics: Ash, Veiler, Nib, Imperm, and the last card, Magnemite. This is here because yes, it's a hand trap, but also because we really want some solid stuff to search off of or to summon off of seals, and you have things like Kaiser Seahorse or Jet Dragon or even a Blue Eyes if you really want, but this can get you anything you need, plus gives you a body on field. This is more of a, I wanted to make this more of a budget version, so Druid Swimmer is like 25 to 30 bucks right now. I don't want to include that, but you certainly could. You could add a Baldrake. But you know, and being more meta, that would be the way to go. But with this, it's just running the Magma in a deck with dragons is totally fine. And yeah, I mean, this is also, this is supposed to be like more of a fun deck, more of a casual way to play the deck with some fan favorite cards. So it's, you know, it's not like, you know, we're not trying to max out like all our meta matchups and making sure we win every single one, because, you know, a lot of like road decks unfortunately just can't do that. But we do have the one Mechaba. Only need to run one because it's not really something that in the grind game you're gonna really be summoning multiple of. You could play a second if you want, but oftentimes if you go field spell, search for the monster, you do your combo, you end up adding it back, the Alistair back to your hand. Usually that's going to be your discard for a monster negate, because you don't want to discard your other combo pieces or your hand traps really. So you're generally not going to have it again for the next turn. So just one I think is fine. Then for consistency, I play 3. You only need to search once for the Mausoleum, but I play 3 for a couple reasons. One, it's really nice to be able to turn your level 1 spellcasters or any of your spellcasters into dragon types to help you make seals a lot more easily. If turn 1 this gets impermed or ashed or veilered, you have multiple to both use as extenders. You can also in you know, late game, drawing a Veiler actually is technically a combo, because you can normal summon it, make this, and then summon back a Blue Eyes again. If you have Maiden in play, you can summon back a Maiden. Like, I think playing 3 is solid. And then because we're definitely more of a what would you say? We're definitely more of a control-esque type deck. We're not heavily comboing to a billion negates. 2 seals, you know, having those in rotation is definitely nice. I'm playing 3 Spirit because it's just really nice to have as much as much utility of this card as possible. So, you know, and that's why I also play 2 of the ultimate, because in the grind game we can just keep making it. And then also the 1 Lightstorm Dragon. I'm not playing the Crimson Dragon or any Crimson Dragon targets because, again, those cards are expensive right now. I think that if you want to play the Cipher Dragon, that's like around 30, and Crimson Dragon's like 35 to 40 right now. So honestly, if you have those, I'd probably like move them if you can. If you're not using them, if you're using them, fair enough. But and then last cards are the 1 Neo and then the 2 Tyrant. I'd like to play a second Neo just for the possibility of making turn 3 plays where with equipping, you know, and going into Tyrant Dragon a little bit easier. Yeah, you can just equip. I believe you can equip just a Tyrant Dragon to one of your blue eyes with the wishes, and then zone out the other one if you already equipped it first with already did your first equip with Neos. But yeah, at the end of the day, as long as you're using your resources in the right way and you're managing your stuff well, that's everything's gonna be fine. But yeah, that's it for the profile. I don't have a lot else to say about this deck, but I wanted to show off like kind of a brief ratio. Just it's a brief skeleton. It's a quick skeleton that you can just copy from if you're looking to build something. You can make tweaks. If you want to put more money into the deck, you can definitely do that. But I just wanted to show that, you know, this deck is definitely cool and interesting and unique. And as someone who I do have these cards, but I have never played yet a match with this deck in paper. Or I should say I've never played with Alistair in paper yet. I've been playing with this deck, the Alistair the Invoker with Blue Eyes, in Master Duel recently. So I have been playing with it, and I do know how to play the deck and make the combos, but I've never in person gone to a tournament with Alistair the Invoker and did the, you know, the meme of normal summoning Alistair. But maybe I will to one of my locals soon, take a quick break from my White Forest Azamina stuff. Who knows? But this is definitely fun. It's quirky, and it's, you know, Invoked Mechaba is just a solid card. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little deck profile. A little different, a little more, I guess you could say low level, a little more like, what would you say? I wouldn't call this rogue. I call this a little lower than rogue, but still solid. And if you take this to local, you can win. You can definitely like win some matches for sure. Like, this is not a deck that's like you're gonna get trampled with. You can do really well with this, and if you know what you're doing, you can maybe even like take your locals. If you supplement it with the right hand traps, the right side decking, if you know your matchups well, you know, you can definitely do well with this deck. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.